Hello Year 2, I hope you are all well. Today for maths we are going to be describing turns. This is also often known as rotation. Rotating an object or a shape means that we are moving them around a fixed point. To be able to move a shape or an object around a fixed point, we need to know which direction they are moving in. So two key terms we need to know are clockwise and anti-clockwise. Using a clock or looking at a clock will help to remind me of what clockwise and anti-clockwise mean. So if the turn is in the same direction as the hands of a clock, this is known as clockwise. So the hands on a clock will always go round this way. That's clockwise. Now, if the turn is in the opposite direction to the hands of a clock, this is known as anti-clockwise. I've got my lovely butterfly here and I'm going to move her in a clockwise direction. As you can see, she's travelling in the same direction that the hands on the clock would travel. Now if she was to go the opposite way, that is anti-clockwise. This will help us when describing our turns. Great, now that we have reminded ourselves of the terms clockwise and anti-clockwise, we can start to think about the different turns that you can make. Now, as you can see, there are 4 different turns we can make. The first is a quarter turn, the second is a half turn, the third is a 3/4 turn, and last we have a full turn. And just in case we forgot, quarters means having 4 equal parts. So if I look closely at my quarter turn there, it does look like there is just one part, but you have to imagine now that my circle is divided into 4 equal parts, and that we have travelled the distance from here to here, like a quarter past on a clock. And similarly, we have a 3/4 turn. So here are my 4 equal parts, and it is almost like travelling or rotating 1 part, 2 parts, and 3 parts. Now this reminds me of a time on a clock. Can you think of what time I'm thinking of? Ah yes, it is 1:45. We also have a half turn, and that is rotating halfway around the shape. As you can see, I've got my fraction over here. This says half, but you might have noticed that my shape here is divided into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 of them are shaded. I wonder why that is. Oh yeah, that's because half is equivalent to 2/4. That means it's the same. And lastly, we have a full turn, and this is when you've travelled the whole distance around the circle, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. When you make a full turn, you will always start back at the same position that you began in. I've drawn a smiley face and rotated it just to show you the different turns we can make. This is the starting point. This is my smiley face having made a quarter turn. This is my smiley face having made a half turn, and we have my smiley face having made a 3/4 turn. If my smiley face is to make a full turn, it will go back to being like that. Okay guys, what we're going to do now is play a quick game. What you need to do is you need to pause the video after I've asked a question and see if you can work it out. I want my lovely butterfly to make a 1/4 turn clockwise. Have a go. Yep, that's right, the butterfly is now facing the banana. If the butterfly was to have made a 1/4 turn anti-clockwise, it would be facing the watermelon. Which fruit will the butterfly be facing if it was to make a half turn? Have a go. As you can see, the butterfly is now facing the orange, and it doesn't make a difference whether it was going to travel clockwise or anti-clockwise. It was always going to reach the orange regardless. We're going to have a go at doing this one together. So my butterfly is currently facing the red apple, and I want it to make a 3/4 turn in a clockwise direction. Where do you think it might be facing? So it's made a quarter turn at the moment. Now it's made a 2/4 turn, which is also known as a half. And now it's made a 3/4 turn, so it's facing the watermelon. Now for our last job, we're going to make the butterfly do a full turn clockwise. Let's have a go. My butterfly's made a quarter jump. My butterfly has made a half turn. My butterfly has made a 3/4 turn. And my butterfly has made a 4/4 turn, which is also known as a whole.